Hi everyone, it's Shannon. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, I hope you'll stick around by hitting that subscribe button because you'll find new DIYs, tutorials, and new inspiration here every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We all love creating our own home decor on a budget, so today I have 3 Dollar Tree DIYs for you. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so we're going to jump right into our first project here. The items from Dollar Tree I have, of course, is this big Beware sign that we're going to cut down. I also have the cotton stems from Dollar Tree and their burlap ribbon. This is the wire edged. And then other supplies I'm going to use are my hot glue and glue gun. I have my white chalk paint and a foam paintbrush. And like I said, we're going to cut our sign down. So I have my miter box and my hand saw. This comes as a set. I'll link the one that I use down in the description box below. It's in my Amazon favorites store. You'll see me using this quite a bit. Super duper handy and very easy to use. And then also a black Sharpie. First thing I'm going to do is cut down my Beware sign. Alright, so for my sign, I'm going to cut mine down to 16 inches tall. I'm going to flip this over to the back, and we're going to cut the bottom off. That way we don't have the holes that this ribbon is fed through, and we'll have this nice finished edge at the top. So I'm going to mark my 16-inch mark on both sides, draw a straight line, and then my miter box is not quite big enough to hold this wide of a sign, so I'm still going to use it. It's going to help guide us a little bit. So I'm just drawing the straight line here so I know where to cut. So instead of traditionally you put your wood into this space and saw down, I'm going to set mine up in here like this and saw down. So I'm going to go ahead and just start cutting this down to size. And now that our sign is cut down, I'm going to use my white chalk paint and my foam paintbrush to give this a coat of dry brushed white, give it more of a rustic and weathered look. And here's the sign painted and dried. And I want to make this look like they are individual fence posts joined together. So I'm going to use the ultra fine end of my Sharpie and a straight edge to draw the lines so they go all the way to the bottom. Alright, so my very first line I drew is a little bit crooked, and I'm not sure I like that so much because it just looks off. So I'm actually just going to paint over this and redraw the line. And now I'm going to attach my cotton stems here. So these I've used on another project that I cut down. So I'm going to use the leftovers here and piece them together. And the stems, I'm going to wrap those with my burlap ribbon from Dollar Tree to cover up the ends. And then I'm going to tie a knot around the whole sign so it looks like it's all gathered and held in place with the ribbon. But really, I'm going to use my hot glue to attach the stems to the sign. And this I thought was super cute. I don't know about you, but my grandma always had one of these when I was growing up. And when I saw the cute blessed and buffalo check pot holders and towels, I thought these would be super cute together. So let's bring this cute idea back. We're gonna attach the pot holder to the towel. I have a little button here that we're gonna use as a little closure, so we can clip this onto our stove or our oven or onto a handle. And then I also have a sewing kit from Dollar Tree. I know how to use a sewing machine. I don't enjoy using a sewing machine. So I'm gonna go ahead and just hand stitch this. If you have a sewing machine, of course, go ahead and use that. And if you don't have either and you don't like sewing at all, I don't see what the problem is actually just using fabric glue too. Of course, it'll hold up better if you use thread, but if you're gonna be using this just for a decorative piece and not actually getting it dirty and it's needing washed all the time, then I say glue would probably be fine too. I have some scissors to cut my thread. We're gonna start putting this all together. All right, so let me catch up on what I'm doing here. I just folded my pot holder in half like this and then found the center line of the towel and laid those together to find the middle, and that's where we're gonna sew. So the needles that come with the Dollar Tree sewing kit, the eye of the needle is so super tiny, but it comes with this little needle threader. So what you do is you put the wire of the needle threader through the eye of your needle. Let me show you a close-up. This helps a little bit. So the wire goes through the eye of the needle like that, and then you thread your thread through the hole in the wire. That way you don't have to strain your eyes to try and thread through that teeny tiny hole in the needle that the Dollar Tree gives you with that kit. But it definitely works. So like I said, I'm just gonna thread. They do have black thread in the kit, so that's what I'm gonna use for this. Since the back of our pot holder is black. So I just put the needle or the thread through the wire and the needle threader, and then you pull your needle off of the wire and then slip the thread out of that hole, and then your needle is threaded. So I hope that makes sense, or I hope that helps. If you're not an avid sewer like I am not an avid sewer. I know how to sew, I have a sewing machine, but obviously this is what I'm choosing to do today. So I'm just gonna make a knot in the end of my thread and start sewing up the middle of the pot holder onto the towel. All right, so here's what we got. I sewed this down the center there, and now it's attached to the towel. And like I said, we're gonna add a button on there so the loop on the pot holder can slide over that button, and then we can hook this onto a cabinet door or our stove handle, and it'll hang nicely in our kitchen. So I have my needle, and I'm gonna use the white thread from our Dollar Tree sewing kit out of there to attach this button that I had on hand, and just add it on there, and then it'll be ready to go. And now for our last project, we're gonna make a cute little wood sign using little Jenga pieces from the Dollar Tree. The foam board and also these metal words are from the Dollar Tree. I have an X-Acto knife to cut my foam board down with. And then I have two different kinds of paint. I have my white chalk paint, and this is Americana brand acrylic paint in the color Burnt Umber. Paint brushes for each one of those, and then I have my hot glue gun out. And the first thing I'm going to do is just kind of lay out a pattern with my Jenga pieces to figure out about size and how I want them all displayed. And here's a look at the general layout. So I have 5 Jenga pieces across and 5 up. And then I have ones all the way around the border, but I have them set up on the side so that they stick up. And they're not gonna be super perfect on the side here. They're gonna be a little bit short. So I'm just gonna match up the corners here because it's not really worth cutting another Jenga piece down for that teeny tiny little gap there. So we'll just put that at the bottom. You can always cover it up with some greenery or something on your shelf, but that'll keep you from having to cut any pieces down. So what I'm gonna do now is the whole background behind the Thankful, I'm going to give a stained look with using my acrylic paint, the brown in the Burnt Umber. And then the outside border, I'm going to use my white chalk paint on, and then I'm also going to give this metal word a coat of white chalk paint as well. That way it'll have a nice contrast between the dark background and it will match the border. And here's all of the pieces painted and ready to be used. The white ones, there's 14 of those here. I did the entire thing, so all the way around those. There are 25 of the brown ones, and I just painted the tops of those because you won't see the rest of it. And basically I used one entire Jenga set and a little bit of another one. So you'll have to buy 2 if you're gonna make this. And if you wanna make it bigger, of course, you'll need more pieces. But now that these are dry, what I'm gonna do is actually use my hot glue gun over here. And I'm gonna lay them out and glue them onto my foam board, and that's what's gonna keep them all in place. So I just lined up the white pieces along the edge of the foam board. So I had a nice straight edge to start with, and then I'm gonna start filling in the wood pieces, and then I'll top it with the white pieces again at the top before I add the sides. And now that I have this all glued together, I'm going to use my X-Acto knife and cut it out from the foam board. And here it is. So what I'm going to do now is use my white chalk paint to paint over the metal. You could leave it like this if you want. I'm not sure I like it like real shiny because it sort of turns different colors actually whenever the sun hits it differently, and sometimes it's dark so it blends in with the background. So I'm gonna make this lighter, and then I'm also going to go around the edges here to add chalk paint to the foam board just so the white is the same color all the way around. And here it is after 2 coats of white paint. I want it to sit up a little bit off of the back, so I'm going to use this foam mounting tape. You can get this at Dollar Tree too. I love this stuff. So I'm just going to put a few pieces on the back of here and apply it to the middle of the sign. I hope that these tutorials inspired you. If it did, please give this video a thumbs up for me. Also, let me know down in the comments below which one of these tutorials was your favorite. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I have more great DIY tutorials in the link next to me. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and I'll link those down in the description box below. Thanks so much again, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.